Welcome, TFO faithful, to the TFO 2025 Season 13 End of Season Recap. It's live commentary, and it is me, the live commentarist, the TFO commish, TheRaj, the real TFO Tecmo Fantasy originator, and I'm glad that you could join me here today as we discuss the season that was the special season, the 8-week season of TFO 2025 Season 13, the Season of Doom. So first we're going to kick it off by looking at the bad and seeing how it all shook out. There is your first divisional champion, the VOT International. Congratulations on the divisional win. We're going to see all the divisional champions here. Divisional champion, Millionaire Scumbags. Congratulations to the Millionaire Scumbags and their big divisional championship victory. Flying high in their rookie season, divisional champion flying high. They know about being champion in TOL, and now they're tasting it here in TFO. The License to Kill 007 with the Golden Gun in hand, divisional champion as well. And the Marvel Mutants, they've been to the big TFO dance. They want to go back, and this is the first step, divisional champions. And the NES Doodads, the accessories themselves, stepping into the prime light, divisional champions. And so here is the 2025 bad standings. We can see VOT taking the snap there, All Elite Wrestling grabbing that wild card. In the Badass Crackle, the Scumbags hold off the Hoes and the Dads decisively. And in the Badass Pop, flying high, and their rivals, the Lord of the Rings, they make a wild card. In the Bad Guy Snap, 007, the Joe Mamas sneaking in there with a wild card. The Bad Guy Crackle, the Marvel Mutants heads off the Ducks and the DHS. And in the Bad Guy Pop, it's the Doodads victorious with the Sinners capturing one of the wild cards. And there is the Badass Playoffs right there. Ignore that it says Mad Bull. That's my fault. And then the Bad Guy right over there on the right. What a postseason it is going to be in the bad. Just look at this here. This is the official playoff card that we will be seeing this year, this season, this playoffs. And so, but again, the playoffs aren't going to start, though, until, July. But this is how they will shake out for Season 13 for the bad. On the left, you have the Badass. On the right, you have the Bad Guy. You know what I think about all this? Bam! Oh, I guess I pushed the wrong button. Let's try it again. Bam! There we go. There's the Raj predictions right there. I think the Scumbags are going to take out the high there. The wild card matchup, the Rings are going to get their redemption, I feel like, against All Elite Wrestling. But the VOT International, perfection themselves, I think they're going to dash the dreams of the Lord of the Rings, and that's going to bring up the VOT International versus Scumbag championship match there for the ass, and I think that the Scumbags are going to take it. I think VOT is going to trip and fall over their own perfection in the playoffs once again. And then for the Bad Guy, I see the NES Doodads taking out the Marvel Mutants there. In the wild card matchup, the Sinners, I think they'll edge out the Mamas, and then they'll have to fight the 007, but for me, it's 007. I see him beating the Sinners. I see him beating the Doodads, and I see him going to the Bad Bowl Championship. I got the Scumbags taking on To Kill, and for my money, bam, it's the Golden Gun. I think 007, they had an amazing squad last year. They have an amazing squad this year. Nicholas, you have Papi Chulo. You have designed a great passing team, and I think that they are going to go the distance. But it's not just the bad. We also have to take a look at the mad. And there in the mad, the first divisional champion, the Logs, the Heavywood, carrying the load to a divisional championship. And then it's Venture Industries, Brock Sampson coming back for another season, and what a season it has been. He has quenched his thirst for blood. Divisional champions, 80s Toys, the Mad champions last year. They know what it takes, and they're going to give it their all. They got the Tonka truck, too. The divisional champions, Seasons beating, sliding in there right at the end. Must have used all their holidays. Divisional champion holidays, that is. And the second stringer's been dominant all season long, and they take a divisional crown. And last but not least, the Intellivision lives, beating out the current champion, Letterkenny Irish, to win their division. And so here is the 2025 Mad standings. We have the Logs taking the Mad Dog Snap with the WWE Stupid Angles getting a wild card just right at the end. The Mad Dog Crackle Venture Industry dominating the Crackle, and then the Mad Dog Pop. You got the 80s Toys with the Dragons grabbing one of the wild cards. And then in the Mad Max Snap, season beatings edge out Rambo by the tiebreaker. Mad Max Crackle, you got the secondaries, but the Utah Sun Gods in their rookie season getting that wild card, and there's Letterkenny having a wild card as well. They're going to be defending their crown, but the Intellivision lives, ended up taking that division. And so we see the Mad Dog, we see the Mad Max, and this is your Season 13 2025 playoff picture for the Mad. What a playoff picture this is going to be playing out this July and August. But you know what I think? Bam! That's what I think. There's some controversial takes here right away. The Logs losing a Venture Industry in round one. Brock Sampson can mow through a tree. And I think the Logs, they've built a stack of cards that they're on top of. And it could go either way. But I'm praying, I'm hoping for Venture Industry. I want Brock Sampson to get his time in the sun. In the wild card matchup, the stupid WWE angles with Frank Stupid Luck stupidly getting into the playoffs, and I think they'll stupidly trip over the Dragons and end up facing the 80s Toys in a divisional playoff round there. But the 80s Toys, what a team they were last season, what a team they are this season. I got them going over the angles and even taming Brock Sampson. On the Mad Max side, the second stringers, they have been so dominant, and I think they're going to even dominate on some holidays. In the wild card matchup, the Sun Gods taking on the Irish, and you know the measuring stick is going to try to measure as much as he can, and I think he's going to measure up against the Sun Gods, and then he's going to get his retribution against the divisional champion Intellivision lives, making a one-on-one yellow matchup there with the second stringers taking on the Letterkenny Irish, and I think Letterkenny's going to edge them out, and I think in the Mad Bowl, we are going to have a replica of the 2024 TFO Championship. It's going to be the 80s Toys taking on the Letterkenny Irish. The only difference this time, bam! I got the 80s Toys going over. I think it's their time. They have been a dominant force here in TFO Mad. So that's what we got to look forward to this postseason starting July 2025. It's been a great season 13, guys. 8 weeks, traditionally 16. And so what we're going to do is so that the teams, we can measure them against all the other teams from other divisions. We are going to go ahead and multiply all of their stats by 2. So any team's stat will be multiplied by 2. So if you're VOT International and you went 8-0, congratulations. That's 2 16-0 seasons for you, Bobby. Everybody else, that's how it works for the win-losses for the teams, and also for the team offensive, defensive, all numbers that are team-oriented. So congratulations. And we'll see you this July for playoffs, right? But what are we to do from now to July? What fills the time? Well, we're here today because the mysterious stranger, they invoked a special chaos card that doubled the time of the season. And so instead of 16 games, we played 8. And now we find ourselves with 10 weeks of nothingness because of this stranger. What plan do they have? What plan will they execute? Will they ever tell us who they are? Who are you?
So watching from the shadows, this season has pretty much sucked. Nobody's talking shit. Engagement's down. We gotta change that. We gotta rig it. I mean, I've been rigging it the whole time, but let's make it interesting. Really interesting. So since no one's talking shit, I assume they all want to work together. So we're going to reset this season, going to enter a new timeline with some nice variant teams.
We are the Time Variance Authority. We are the Time Variance Authority.
So yeah, the Time Variance Authority, we're going to make things right. We always win.
I guess there's only one thing we can do. Strap up and strap on. Welcome.
That's right, folks. Rick Pittman is the mysterious stranger who has been affecting us from the shadows. And he has revealed that we will be playing a second TFO season. 8 more weeks. Another season within a season. It's season 13A. The Mind F season. Are you ready to be Mind F? The season of Doom has concluded. The season of Doom playoffs is set. But now we have 8 more weeks of TFO action with a brand new season. Damn you, Rick. How dare you mess with the timeline and not only affect time itself, but affect the physical makeup of our TFO teams, you bastard. So what is Season 13A, the Mind F season? This is a new 8-week season that starts May 5th. It'll go through May and June, and playoffs will be held in July alongside the Season of Doom playoffs. Owners will stay in their respective ROMs, so if you were in the bad for Season 13, you're in the bad for Season 13A, and all Season 13 teams will be varianced by offense and defense ranking. So what we've done is we've taken the best offenses and combined them with the worst defenses and then worked our way up and down. So you should have the best defenses with the worst offenses, and then if you're middle teamed, you're going to get paired with other middle team depending on what your ranking is. We did make sure that owners' teams will be uniquely varianced, so you will not be combined with the same owner twice. And no owner will have 2 teams in the same conference. We tried our best to make that accomplished, but there were 4 variance obstacles that caused that not to be. And so we're calling them the Elite 4. And so those 4 owners are the last, the 4 current TFO owners that last went to the TFO championships. So that means Bobby, Mike, John, and Tim. You guys are affected by this. That means Bobby will have 2 teams in the Badass. Mike, the Measuring Stick, will have 2 teams in the Mad Dog. John Jobberman, he'll have 2 teams in the Bad Guy. And Mad Max will have 2 teams, or Tim, the Body, will have 2 teams in the Mad Max. All other owners, you'll stay in your ROM, but you'll have 1 team, like if you're in the Bad, you'll have 1 team in Badass, and you'll have 1 team in Bad Guy. Player stats carry over from Season 13. So your players have already played 8 games. They're going to play 8 more games. So the way we're going to find out who are the Pro Bowlers, who are the MVPs of the season, and what are each player's season stats compared to other players who have played in TFO, they've only played half their games, they're getting 8 more. Now the team stats, they'll be doubled again, just like we did for Season 13, so we can compare the seasons with other seasons. So Season 13A is going to be considered a 16-game season. We're just only doing it in 8 weeks, so everything is doubled, essentially just like we just did for Season 13. So, and yes, we will have another TFO champ crowned this year. So we will be hosting the TFO Season 13 Championship, the Season of Doom, but we will also be hosting the Season 13A Championship, the Mind F season. So, let's go ahead and reveal the teams. Here are your 2025 Season 13A variant team reveal. For the bad, we're going to start with the badass. We got the VOT International offense being combined with the TV Dad defense to make the VOT Dads. That's owned by Bobby Shackelford. Then we got offense millionaire scumbags with defense anime superstars to make the millionaire superstars owned by Seth Best. And then the last badass team, it's the Savage Sinners offense with the TFO Real Housewives defense, the Savage Housewives owned by Chris Nurses. In the badass crackle, so that was the snap. So here's the crackle. You got License to Kill offense combined in with Soccer World defense to make Licensed World, owned by Nicholas Rodriguez. Then we got Greek Legends offense combining with the All Elite Wrestling defense to make the Greek Wrestling, owned by Mikey McCoy. And then the Doom Squad Headshotas offense with the VOT International defense to bring you the Doom Squad International, owned by Brandon Lesher. And then the badass pop here, we got the NES Doodad offense with the legendary JDF defense to bring us the NES JDF, owned by Levi Dean. The Lord of the Rings offense with the Mighty Duck defense, that's going to bring us the Lord of the Ducks, owned by Michael Martini. And then Joe Mama's offense with the Flying High defense. It's Joe High, owned by Nick Johnson. That takes us to the bad guy. In the bad guy snap, we have the TV Dads offense combined with the Marvel Mutants defense to bring us the TV Mutants, owned by Rusty Man. The offense of the TFO Real Housewives combined with the Millionaire Scumbags defense, it's given us the TFO Real Scumbags, owned by Eric McKee. And then the Soccer World offense with the Savage Sinners defense, it's the Soccer Sinners, owner Juan Cruz Striker. In the bad guy crackle, we got the Mighty Ducks offense with the NES Doodads defense. It's the Mighty Doodads, owned by Dan Lacrosse. All Elite Rings it's the offense of the All Elite Wrestling with the Lord of the Rings defense. It's the All Elite Rings, owned by Scott Jenkinson. And then you have the offense of the Marvel Mutants combining with the Greek Legends to make the Marvel Legends, owned by John Davis. And then in the bad guy pop, it's Flying High offense with the License to Kill defense. It's Flying to Kill, owned by Aaron Matthews. The Anime Superstars offense with the Joe Mamas defense. It's the Anime Mamas, owner Mike Nito. And then the legendary JDF offense with the Doom Squad Headshotas defense. It's the legendary Headshotas, owned by Nick Pleer. And there is your 2025 Season 13A Mind F Season Badass and Bad Guy teams. Now let's go over to the Mad. The offense of the Logs and the defense of the Soft Square makes the Square, the first team of the Mad Dog Snap. The offense of the second stringers combined with the defense of the Attitude Era, it gives us the second era owned. Oh, I'm sorry. The squares are owned by Jeremy, not available. And then the second eras are owned by Silver Buccioni. And then you got the stupid WWE Angles offense with the Letterkenny defense. It's the stupid WWE Irish owned by Frank the Measurer. Frank Petrosic. Oh my gosh. And then in the Mad Dog Crackle, we got the Letterkenny Irish. They're back again with their offense, this time combining their defense with the classic Yacht Rock and Rap. You have the Letterkenny and Rap owned by Matt Bodenheimer. Then you got the Sunday Nights offense with the Not a Cult defense. It's Sunday Cult, owned by Anthony Zavarel. And then the Venture Industries offense with the Giant Dragon defense. It's the Venture Dragons, owned by Steve DeJordy. And in the Mad Dog Pop, we have Venice Achievers offense combining with the Intellivision Lives defense, creating Venice Lives, owned by Dustin Bidwell. Seasons Beatings offense, charging up with the Reading Rambo defense. It is Seasons Rambos, owned by Joey Martin. And then the Cryptid Command offense, combining with the Utah Sun God defense. It's the Cryptid Sun Gods, owned by Trisha Henriquez. And that takes us to the Mad Max. Mad Max Snap, you have the Intellivision Lives offense with the Logs defense. It's the Intellivision Logs, owned by Chris Samuel. The Utah Sun God offense with the Seasons Beatings defense. It's the Utah Beatings, owned by Greg Martini. The Reading Rambos offense with the Venice Achievers defense. It's the Reading Achievers, owned by Devin McCullough. Soft Squares offense with the Second Stringers defense. It's the Soft Stringers, owned by Pablo Fox. The offense of the Giant Dragons combining with the defense of the stupid WWE Angles. It's the Giant Angles, owned by Kevin Balog. The 80s Toys offense with the Sunday Night defense. It's the 80s Knights, owned by Tim Moyer. Not a Cults offense with 80s Toys defense. It's Not a Toys, owned by King Henriquez. Classic Yacht Rock. Now we're in the Mad Max. Not a Toys was in Mad Max Pop. This is Mad Max Pop. Classic Yacht Rock and Rap offense with the Venture Industry defense. It's the Yacht Rock Industries, owned by Matt Wallach. And then the final team, the Attitude Era's offense with the Cryptid Command defense. It's the Attitude Command, owned by Tony Marie. And so there is your Mad Dog and Mad Max Season 13A, the Mind F season teams. Congratulations, everybody. Woo! I hope you're excited. So we will be starting this off May 5th. That'll be the first week. That'll be a Tuesday. Clyde will be back with an episode for week 1. I will get with the commentated owners. If you want to commentate, send me a private message. Let me know. If you commentated for season 13, I'm just assuming you are doing it for 13A as well, because, you know, it's all really one in sort of a way. But I will get you guys the schedule so you can pick teams and decide what you want to commentate and whatnot. I think that this is very exciting. It's something I've wanted to do for a very long time in different ways. I'm so excited. All the helmets look so awesome. All the teams, I think, are really cool. I am super excited to see how this all pans out. And, I mean, it essentially means every owner now has 2 teams now. You already had 1 team in season 13. Now in season 13A, you technically have 2 teams, which doubles your odds of being victorious, right? And just like Rick said, Rick is forcing us to work together. He wants more shit talk, and now he has done this. How will we react? I hope it's with joy and love. Oh, I can't wait. All right, guys. Roger that. And we will see you this Tecmo. This Tecmo Mind F. Woo!
One last message for all of you. Eat at the Federal.